everyone, this is Team 5 and we are going to discuss about Daniel Stufflebeam's CIPP evaluation model. Before I proceed, I would like to introduce myself. I am Nichole RUIZ and I'm going to discuss about CIPP evaluation model. Before we discuss, let me share with you our objectives for this presentation. First, to explain the definition and history of CIPP evaluation model. Next, model and phases of CIPP. To address the struggles of the students in the documentary Batang langoy to the CIPP evaluation model, project proposals, teaching philosophy and curriculum aligned to CIPP, and teaching strategies using CIPP model. Allow me to introduce Daniel Stufflebeam's background. He was born September 19, 1936 in Waverly, Iowa, and later attended Wartburg College in Waverly. Graduated from the University of Iowa in 1958 and received a master's and PhD from Purdue University in 1964. He created the CIPP evaluation model. CIPP evaluation model, a program evaluation model which was developed by Daniel Stufflebeam in the 1960s. The CIPP framework was created as a way to integrate program decision-making with assessment. It tries to provide program decision-making an analytical and reasonable foundation through a cycle of planning, organizing, implementing, and reviewing choices that are each reviewed through a different evaluation aspect. CIPP evaluation is important because it serves as the center for all educational improvements and is developed to provide timely information in systematic way for design making. CIPP is an acronym for Context, Input, Process, and Product. This is recommended as a framework to systematically guide to the design, implementation, and assessment of learning projects and provide feedback of its effectiveness for improvement. Its proactive orientation places an emphasis on continuous improvement in goal development, planning, and quality assurance. This diagram illustrates how the four components work together. For context, context includes situations that affect the strategies implementing the curriculum. This can be evaluated in the context of the program's objectives or policies that support the vision and mission of the environment. For the input evaluation, this is used to find the problem-solving strategy, planning, and design programs. For the process, this serves to provide feedback to the individual to take responsibility for the activities of the curriculum. For the product, this is the evaluation measure and interpret the achievement of objectives.
A Batang langoy, a solutions proposal using CIPP evaluation model. These are the main problems that are identified on the documentaries of Batang langoy, like the distance of school, no accessible transportations for the learners, poverty, and no stable source of income for the parents. Project proposals in addresses to the problems, like motorboats as reliable transportations for the students, creating a sustainable livelihood for every family like Nichole farming, providing a one-year school supply package for the students, and also providing a solar lights with panel for each household without electricity, and the remaining budget will be allotted to other expenses or serve as an emergency funds. Budget proposals, total of 800,000, funding from UNESCO, and then table of the budgets for motorboats with a quantity of 6 pieces, amounting of 300,000 pesos, 40,000 for solar lights, school supplies, 19,700 like notebooks, bags, pencils and pen, shoes and uniform. Livelihood project with a total of 300,000 pesos, 140,300 for emergency funds and other expenses, and a total amount of 800,000 pesos.
philosophy, we think that perennialism is best aligned to Stufflebeam'S CIPP evaluation model because it emphasized the students' skills, values, character, and knowledge that have an everlasting impact and benefits on students and to the society. Well, for the curriculum approach, we think that system managerial approach is best approach to CIPP model, where it requires leadership skills on implementing a program or knowledge in executing an implementation plan. This approach establishes the direction of change and innovation. It is more concerned on organizing and restructuring the contents or methods. Just like in CIPP model, the context, input, process, and product evaluation. So now let's move to the teaching strategies using CIPP model. The CIPP model is an effective model to identify the strengths and the limitations in content or delivery or to improve the program effectiveness. So in order to have an effective teaching strategies, first, the teacher must be student-centered, use differentiate instructions, display cultural sensitivity, offer positive feedback on students' academic success, and the student must involve and engage through working in small groups, learning from one another, giving extracurricular activities, and applying knowledge collaboratively. Those are good strategies to develop better teacher-student relationship and achieve high success in teaching practices. How the CIPP model helps the students? Well, the CIPP model helps the students to build or attain their skills, attitude, knowledge, learning, and abilities. Because the CIPP model are set to focus on improving the students' learning outcomes. The CIPP model also answered the question, how will the students practically implement what they have learned? And this is a big important part in product evaluation of CIPP model. So here is the example of the school that uses CIPP model. It's the Hidayatullah Elementary School in Malaysia. They use CIPP model in evaluating the implementation of English Club program in their school. They found the strengths and weaknesses of using CIPP model. For the strengths, they found out that using CIPP model helps their student to become more proficient in English, it enriched their vocabulary, and it gives chance to the students to join English competitions. While for the weaknesses of using CIPP model, they found that the material the teacher gave was still lacking and the time allocation needed. So for the solution of this, they can still re-evaluate the program for the continuous improvement. By going back to the process evaluation, they're going to reassess what is being done. Is it being done well? Or what needs to be addressed for the change so that the program will be more effective?
The Daniel Stufflebeam CIPP evaluation model was created by Daniel Stufflebeam on 1960. It was a decision-oriented model that systematically it collects information about the program of strength and also the limitations. The CIPP acronym, which means context, input, process, and the product evaluation. According to Stufflebeam 2003, the core concept of CIPP are the context, input, process, and the product evaluation with the intentions of not to prove but rather improve the program. CIPP model is an evaluation model for curriculum evaluation given by the Stufflebeam in 1983, which include the four elements: context, I for input, P for process, and another P is for product. This model can be effectively used for evaluating the quality of education at school. The CIPP evaluation model is a popular method for evaluating program quality because it includes functional elements in addition to behavioral considerations. CIPP provides a comprehensive framework for measuring the many components of the program. In this model, it used to focus on the management-oriented evaluation, and it has a first different stages, which are the overall goal or missions, which is known as the context evaluation. Second is the plans and resources, or the input evaluation. Third is the activities or component, or known as a process evaluation. And lastly, the outcome or the objective or product evaluations. Under the context evaluation, it assesses the needs in the problem and the opportunity. In these stages, it is a decision making that are related to the planning and enables the evaluator to identify the need, assess the resources of the community in order to provide a programming that will be beneficial. Under the input evaluation, it also assesses the alternative approach, budget for feasibility. In these stages, information is collected regarding the mission, goals, and the plans of the project. Next is the process evaluation. It implements the plan to help in carrying out the activities. It also investigates the quality of the program implementation. At this stage, the program activities are monitored, documented, and assessed by the evaluator. Product evaluation identify the outcome or assess the positive and negative effect of one program. It is a final component of CIPP, and during these stages, the judgments of the stakeholders and relevant experts are analyzed, viewing outcomes that impact the group, subgroup, and others individually.
To check if you understand our discussion for today, click the link posted in the description below for the Kahoot quiz. Again, we are Team 5 and thank you for listening to our micro lecture.